their jitters out a little early in the game.
Standing room only here at Dematha Catholic for this rivalry game. Nice feed inside. Harris, pump fake, puts it in for the first basket of the day.
Chuck Harris, Butler signee. They're getting a heck of a player there. He can shoot it. He can also take it to the rack.
Nominated for the 2020 McDonald's All-American game. Did not get the final bid. Only boys player in the area to get one was Jeremy Roach from Paul VI.
So difficult. So many good players.
8 seconds on the shot clock, so some slow half-court possession so far for the Stags. Timberlake thinks about the three, steps into it, toe across the line, so that will be a two-pointer.
You don't often see the up and under from out around 19 feet.
No, you do not. Although at this stage in the game with so many people shooting from distance, why not?
Yep.
And in the hands of number 5, Terrence Williams, gets it over to Studi. Left-handed layup is no good for number 22 in black.
Studi, the Vanderbilt signee, going to go down and play for Jerry Stackhouse.
Dickinson! The first three of the game, that's your Mountain Dew kickstart first three of the contest coming from the big man once again. You know, last week, the three-pointer to start the game, the Mountain Dew kickstart play was from Hunter Dickinson. We see it again, the big man has range.
We were actually kidding before the game, Dan and I, that Hunter thinks he's going to be a stretch four at Michigan. Maybe he's right. He may know better than us.
So a smooth stroke from the big man. It's a 5-2 lead for the Stags. 5:48 remaining in the first quarter. Williams flips it over to Harris. Double teamed. Back out to Williams. Spin move. This is where he really does his damage. Couldn't get that one to fall. Terrence Williams, number 5 in black. Rebound to Dickinson, number 1 in white. Timberlake to the corner. Hawkins for three. Missed everything. Offensive rebound is there, and the second chance attempt is good for Hunter Dickinson. 5 points in the early going.
Will Reynolds with the nice rebound, dug it out, found the open shooter in Hunter.
A foul called in the last possession that left head coach Mike Jones shaking his head. It will remain will remain Gonzaga basketball. The environment in here is outstanding tonight. Both student sections for Dematha and Gonzaga bringing it early on.
If the students are going to come to one game, this is it.
Nice fancy dribbling inside. Layup didn't go. Charge taken. You don't normally see the center take a charge from the starting guard. But
Gotta love that. Came over.
Yeah.
A lot of times the big guys just wall up. You're probably not going to get the charge, but that time Hunter, and it's an art, he fell, got the whistle.
Nice positioning and a couple big plays in the early going for Hunter Dickinson. You know, you say you want to get your big man going, hitting a three-pointer, taking a charge, maybe not what people usually think of. Timberlake, number 0 in white, drives into the paint, left-handed layup, no good. That'll be a charge on the other end. Back-to-back charges, this time the charge taken from number 2, Chuck Harris.
Coach Jones would love to see Earl in some one-on-ones, but he's messing around with the ball too much. Gonzaga has always taken the charge well. Every time he takes a couple dribbles, Gonzaga just starts lining up for that charge.
So a 7-2 lead. Again, rivalry night in the DMV. Eagles and Stags going head-to-head. Williams, right-handed layup. That one's tipped away by Dickinson. And the ball ends up in the hands of Dematha in transition the other way. Studi with the steal. Nice quick reflexes to get it back to his teammate.
Great hustle by Studi. Stags had a numbers advantage. He was able to track down the pass.
Dinkins, number 0 in black. Just a sophomore. 2 sophomores start for Gonzaga this season. Fadeaway jump shot, no good. Somehow ends up with Williams. 10 seconds on the shot clock. The reset, it doesn't matter. Three-pointer is good. That's Judah Mintz with his first bucket of the ball game.
Judah Mintz, another sophomore with a bright future. He's got a bunch of offers already.
20 points against St. John's last week. And another very competitive game in the WCAC. That statement can be said for a number of contests this season. That jump shot missed everything for Dickinson. Dinkins now dishes out. Drive inside. Michigan on Michigan there. Another charge. How about that? Third charge of the first quarter. This time it's Timberlake taking it.
And if you're Coach Jones, you're looking, my 2 most heralded players have given it up for the team already. Standing there, taking the contact, drawing the charge.
I mentioned the Michigan on Michigan earlier. Two future teammates, Hunter Dickinson, number 1 in white, and Terrence Williams, number 5 in black, both committing to play for Juwan Howard at Michigan next season. Two seniors with bright futures at the next level.
And with the players on the floor tonight, they're really playing a college game right here in front of us. Very physical inside. All 10 players know how to use their body.
Timberlake, whistle blew before that. I'll say it's a turnover. Watch some of the top college recruits coming out of the DMV exclusively on Monumental Sports Network. Get access at monumentalsportsnetwork.com. 7-5 ball game, 3:18 remaining in the first quarter. Thinks about the three after the pump fake. Well short for Mintz. The follow is good for Stute. Stute, the X factor for this Gonzaga squad. Right-handed layup is no good for number 2, Donovan Miller, who recently checked into the game. Pull-up shot from the elbow falls short for Dinkins. Rebound once again goes to Stute, and Gonzaga will reset. Some nice offensive rebounding despite a size disadvantage down low with the over 7-foot-tall Dickinson. Fadeaway jump shot over Dickinson is good. Back-to-back buckets for Miles Stute, number 22.
Well, what happens with Gonzaga's offense, they're perimeter-oriented. The shots are coming from the outside. The longer the shot, the longer the rebound.
Dickinson gets fed inside, and he knows what to do with it. 7 points for Dickinson.
If you're getting your big man touches early, that's where you want them.
Harris from the free throw line, off the back of the iron, rebound collected by Miller. Miller going coast to coast, dishes it to Timberlake. Step back three-pointer, rattles in and out. Rebound bobbling around, ends up in the hands of number 10, Judah Mintz.
Good hustle by Jordan Hawkins trying to keep it alive, but Gonzaga was able to secure it.
Devin Dinkins hits it over to Harris. Stute calling for it inside. They'll feed it to him off the glass. That's 6 points already for Miles Stute. And we want to welcome our viewers not only on Monumental Sports Network, but ballislife.com. An outstanding matchup today. Dematha and Gonzaga, two of the best teams in the DMV. Both in the Ball is Life FAB 50. That one no good. Dematha entering at number 6. Gonzaga entering at number 31 in the FAB 50. That mid-range jump shot is good for Terrence Williams. That's 4 different players already with a field goal for the Eagles.
Donovan Miller tried to stand in and take the charge. Terrence Williams wanted no part of that. Knocked down the baby jumper.
So after a hot start for Dematha, it is an 11-2 run for Gonzaga. Elbow jumper. That one is no good for number 12. That's Jacoy Hutchinson.
Just a freshman, very composed.
Stute doesn't get that one to go, and Timberlake in transition. You got to watch out. He pulls up from the right wing, doesn't get it. Hawkins trying to make an athletic play. They're going to say that one went off Stute.
I think if Coach Jones were talking to Earl, let the game come to you. He's forcing a little perimeter, maybe get a post up, something around the basket.
Now, how much does a player like Timberlake force shots from the perimeter because of his quote-unquote listed position? Because he certainly has a size advantage out there.
Right. I think what they're always worried about is, what am I doing this year in high school? What am I going to do next year in college? As I move away from the basket, am I going to have the game-proven perimeter skills?
32.7 seconds remaining in this first quarter. A nice back-and-forth affair. 4-point lead for the visitors. Miller feeds Dickinson. Stute having a hard time defending him in the block.
Dickinson was underneath the rim on the inbounds play, never left, caught it at point blank.
Recently checked into the game, number 12 in black, Malcolm Dredd, brother of Miles Dredd, who's currently at Penn State. Really good year for Penn State right now. That is going to be called a goaltending against Dickinson, and that looked like it was going to fall well short.
I think it was short. We're perched high up here in the Convocation Center. We're able to see that one pretty good. Maybe just let that one go.
Three-pointer from the left wing, no good. 1 second left, they're gonna hold on to it. And that'll be the end of the first quarter. So after one, it is Gonzaga 15, Dematha 11. And we'll be right back on the Monumental Sports Network High School Basketball Showcase powered by WGL. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back to Dematha Catholic High School. Gonzaga on top of Dematha, 15-11 after one. Rivalry night here in Hyattsville, Maryland. Dan Nolan, Neil Murphy, Monumental Sports Network High School Basketball Showcase powered by WGL. Also streaming on Ball is Life. A lot of great players on the basketball court right now. Fadeaway mid-range shot rattles in for Chuck Harris.
He's got the entire package, can shoot it deep, can get to the rim, and that the little baby jumper off the dribble.
Honorable mention, All-Met last season, committed to Butler. One of the better players on this Gonzaga squad. Timberlake swings it around. Hutchinson gets it back to Timberlake. He'll shoot from the right elbow. That one doesn't go. Rebound, though, from the freshman, Jason Moore! And one! How about that from the freshman big man?
He's a freshman, plays like a senior, makes the athletic play to get the rebound, and then so composed, letting the defense take themselves out of the play, and the nice strong finish with the left hand.
Now here's something for you, Neil. He is a freshman, but for football, which is his primary sport, he already has offers from the following schools: Alabama, Michigan, Penn State, Maryland, the list goes on and on.
Oh, and another school, LSU.
And by the way, the reigning national champs. So I have a feeling Jason Moore will be playing football on Saturdays when his time at Dematha is over, which is still 3 years away. Meanwhile, corner three-pointer, how about that look? Nice hit from Carlos Hub, number 3 in black. On the other end, Tyrell Ward, number 15 in white, had the ball in his hands. Missed shot, and a foul after the fact from number 24, Jordan Hawkins.
Stags a little out of sync on offense, not getting the easy shots they got early on.
And checking back into the game is number 5 in black, Terrence Williams, and coming out of the game, number 22 in black, Miles Studi. You know, I asked before the game how Gonzaga was going to deal with the height of Hunter Dickinson, who's not in the game right now, but head coach Steve Turner said, look, the key for us, stop their two-headed monster in Hunter Dickinson and Earl Timberlake. Let the other guys do something. If it were that easy, I think a lot of people would do it. Turnover and going the other way, Hawkins thinks about it. We've seen some really good shooting outings from number 24 in white, Jordan Hawkins. Meanwhile, Timberlake, number 0 in white, passes to the corner. 15 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Another three-point attempt from Timberlake. This time he gets it to go.
He's got to feel a big sigh of relief right now. Struggled early. Certainly with Hunter Dickinson on the bench, Dematha's going to need his offense.
Timberlake committed to Miami, one of the top 40 players in the country according to a variety of recruiting platforms. A lot of dribbling. Fadeaway shot doesn't go for Harris. Rebound collected, errant pass lost though. That pass coming from Malcolm Dredd, number 12 in black.
And Timberlake, when he's down at Miami, will play with a Gonzaga grad, Chris Likes, who's a heck of a player down there.
Class of 2017, from Gonzaga. DMV area well represented on Larinaga squad down in Miami. It's amazing that he's still coaching at this point, and year after year he puts together some pretty solid teams in the ACC.
Yes, he does, and a good guy.
20-17, the Eagles on top of the Stags here on a chilly Friday night. Hawkins has some space. He'll pull up from distance. Misses that rebound collected by Dredd, but he lost it, and then it ends up in the hands. That's number 32 in transition off the rim, no good. Number 32, Josiah Hardy, going the other way. Hawkins loses the ball, collected by Williams. A lot of turnovers in this early going.
I think a little bit of nerves. Dematha's team is both teams relatively young. They've got some senior stalwarts, but some of the key players, are just getting used to playing in an environment like this.
Harris feeds Williams inside. Williams on Timberlake. This is a fun matchup, and this time advantage Williams. He's so good at getting into the post. How does he get such good looks down there, Neil?
Well, he's a veteran player, and a lot of it is learning the tricks of the trade, how to position your body, and once you get the guy in jail, you keep him in jail. Get him on your back.
Dickinson will shoot it from the free throw line, misses, but it will remain Dematha basketball, that going off of number 32 in black, Josiah Hardy.
Dematha ball on the baseline. We got the twin set under the rim.
Dickinson feeds it down low, and before that, they're going to say an offensive foul, a little bit of a push-off as he was trying to get some space under the basket.
And that's the difference between a senior and a freshman. Jason Moore had good position, but used his hands to ward off. Terrence Williams on this end just used his back and his rear end to hold him off. Very rarely will they call that.
Dredd. Fadeaway jump shot doesn't go, and the ball will be brought up by Hutchinson. A lot of freshmen getting playing time in this rivalry game right now. Going the other way, coast to coast off the glass. Terrence Williams is up to 6 points.
Tough move by the senior. Driving with the right hand, came back with the left, kissed it off the glass.
Williams last year averaged 18 points and 8 rebounds a game roughly. Again, committed to Michigan. He's had some really good games over his time at Gonzaga. He's been on varsity for a long time as well. Moore uses his body, couldn't get the finish. Hawkins this time can't get it. Dickinson follows, 4th attempt, finally goes in the basket. Dickinson's into double figures.
Dematha playing a little volleyball with that one, using their size.
Dredd drives inside. Dickinson says, not in my house.
Sent that one in towards the student section.
As a center against a guard, when they're driving to the basket and they're looking for contact, how difficult is it for you to get in a place where you can cleanly block it without getting a foul called on you?
Well, the big thing is use your size. Get off. Any contact's going to go against you. Keep getting off. Make them shoot over. Even if they shoot a two-footer, you can't let them get all the way to the rim.
Devin Dinkins, number 0 in black, guarded tightly right now by number 3 in white, Elijah Hawkins. This is Jordan Hawkins defending now, driving into the paint, and off the side of the backboard was Harris. May have stepped out of bounds. They didn't call it, though. And they stopped the clock, it looks like, for shot clock purposes, and then
he pointed at the shot clock. I'm not sure what we have, and I don't think Coach Turner's sure either.
Now, it did look as though Harris stepped out of bounds when he was collecting the basketball.
I thought he was not back in bounds when he got it.
I wonder if that's the call they ended up going with. Nonetheless, Dematha ball. Hawkins with a little floater, doesn't go. Rebound collected by Harris. And fouled on the way. That's going against number 3 in white, Elijah Hawkins. 5 team fouls now for Dematha. 6 team fouls, 3 team fouls for Gonzaga. So next foul for Dematha to be a 1-and-1 opportunity.
And a learning experience for Elijah Hawkins. He missed a little teardrop, was upset, and then he commits the foul in the backcourt. Don't compound your mistakes.
Williams playing a game of hot potato right now, Gonzaga is. Dredd, pull up, well short. That one's collected by Tyrell Ward, number 15 in white. Dickinson, nice pass. And no foul called after a little bit of contact. That bucket doesn't go. The follow is there, though.
Good tip by Tyrell Ward. Terrell Robertson made the strong baseline move. Might have been a little bit of contact. No call by the official.
Tyrell Ward, 6'5", 6'9" wingspan. Those long arms, perfect for situations like that for a follow tip. And that's a big-time block on the other end for Ward. And that shot doesn't go. Rebound now. Ward leads the battle in transition. Pull-up jump shot. That one's good. Nice series of events there for the junior.
Little mishandle on the break. Thought he might have had the outright layup. Was able to pull up, hit the little baby jumper.
Excuse me, it's a sophomore, not a junior. Even more impressive. Offer from Providence for number 15 in white. He keeps playing like that. More offers are coming his way. 10 seconds on the shot clock for Gonzaga. Williams, little push off. That shot's gonna hit off the front of the rim.
The key there was little push off. The seniors can do that.
Dickinson drives inside. They're gonna say it was a charge. And that was Williams who took it. This is something that we've had an eye on this season for Dematha. Dickinson, such a talented player, but plays like that can knock him off his game a little bit mentally. It seems like he handled that one pretty well.
Well, he had the good shot fake. Obviously, he can hit the three. People are going to get out on him, but that was the third guy coming over to help.
So two great student sections today. You saw on the left side, on that inbounds play, it's a red out tonight for Dematha, and meanwhile on the other end, a collection of white shirts for the Gonzaga fans. It's a white out for them, so red and white. I'm wearing blue. It's an All-American game. That's a turnover there. 42.6 seconds remaining in this first half.
Miles Studi a little bit too unselfish there. Had beaten Hunter Dickinson, had a clear path to the rim. He wanted to drop it off to Terrence Williams. No need for that. Ball went out of bounds. Dematha ball.
When Studi has a good game for Gonzaga, it usually leads to success in a W. In this game, we've seen some good plays. He really got going early in that first quarter. Hawkins into Dickinson. Nice feed back inside to Hawkins. He couldn't finish, though. Shot clock is turned off. They're going to take advantage of the transition opportunity. How about that ball control from Judah Mintz, number 10?
Tough luck for Dematha at one end, but they didn't get back on the other end. Uncontested layup. 6
seconds remaining, and the student section fooled Timberlake there, and they're going to call a foul against who? He pointed to two different players. They're going to say it was against Timberlake. So there are 2 seconds remaining on the clock, but this is now a 1-and-1 situation because that is the 8th team foul on Dematha.
We had mentioned before, compounding one mistake with another. Dematha should have had the ability to take the last shot. Timberlake loses the ball. Terrence Williams picks it up. He's not going to be able to get to the rim, but we commit the foul 60 feet from the bucket.
And in a situation when there's only a few seconds remaining in the half, it's even more devastating for not only an offense, but a defense in this case. First free throw does not go. They're going to say it went out of bounds with about 0.6 of a second remaining. Is a 3-point lead for Gonzaga. See if Dematha can get a 0.6 of a second heave to fall to tie it here.
The key here is don't try to score. Just get it inbounds.
And that's what they'll do. Good call, Neil. And that's going to do it at the end of the half. 26-23 in favor of Gonzaga. It's been a really good contest so far, and this really leads you to wonder, well, how can I do this more often? Well, you can watch the best teams, fiercest rivalries, and superstar athletes in the DMV, including some of the most competitive high school leagues in the country, exclusively on Monumental Sports Network. Visit monumentalsportsnetwork.com to get access. It's the Monumental Sports Network High School Basketball Showcase powered by WGL and on Ball is Life. We'll have more after halftime. 26-23 in favor of the Eagles. And welcome back to Dematha Catholic High School. The score, Gonzaga 26, Dematha 23 after one half of play. The leading scorer in this game, Hunter Dickinson with 11 points. However, his team trails by 3 at home. Dan Nolan, Neil Murphy on the Monumental Sports Network High School Basketball Showcase powered by WGL. Also streaming live on Ball is Life. What stuck out to you from that first half of play, Neil?
Well, I think if you're Coach Jones, you got to be pretty happy. You say, hey, Gonzaga's only got 26 points at half. But then you look on the other side, yeah, but Dematha's only got 23. It's the offense that's hurt.
And what does Dematha need to do better against Gonzaga's defense? Is it shot selection? Is it just that Gonzaga's defense is playing that well? Maybe a mix of the two?
A little bit of both. I think the big thing is just slow down and relax. They're good players. They're good shooters. They've had some good looks. They just haven't been able to knock it down. I think maybe nerves, Gonzaga's pressure, a little bit to do with it.
Dematha has won 17 straight games entering tonight after their previous win against the Heights on Wednesday. Dickinson, nice move inside. He gets going early.
I don't know what Coach Jones drew up at halftime for the first play, but I think he likes that one.
Studi looking inside, finds number 10, Judah Mintz. Somehow ends up at the basket, gets fouled on the way up. He'll shoot 2.
Nice job by Gonzaga. They ran their offense, got a little post up for the guard.
So Judah Mintz, number 10 in black. Offers from Georgetown, Wake Forest, George Mason. He's only a sophomore, but starting at shooting guard. And check out on the left side, a sea of red. His first free throw, no good. That's a tough student section to face at the high school level.
I have some of those guys in class, and yes, they are a tough crowd.
A rambunctious group. Neil has them in class. Do your homework, student section. Second free throw is good for Mintz. He makes 1 of 2 from the free throw line. 6 points on the night. Drive inside, and oh no, Hawkins went up for the dunk. Got blocked by the rim.
A clear path to the rim. Should have taken the layup.
Saw the highlight, wasn't able to capitalize though. And that's Devin Dinkins swinging it back over to Mintz. Mintz, nice dribbling, nice handles, gets fouled once again. Another trip to the line. So Gonzaga this season, if you take a look at their schedule, they're 18-7, 12-3 in the WCAC. They've largely taken care of business against teams that they're favored against, with the exception of an early season loss to Good Counsel, who shockingly is 10-5 in the WCAC, having a very good year. That first free throw is good for Mintz. However, they've been unable to win in some of the bigger games, losing to Dematha by 3, La Lumiere by 5, Rancho Christian just last week by 3. They're in these games, Neil, but they're unable to close them out.
Well, that's where the growth occurs. They're right there. It's a possession or two. You learn from your mistakes, particularly when you're dealing with teenagers.
And this would be a big-time win for them as they make their push towards the playoffs. And Hawkins, that's his first bucket, and that's got to feel good.
Nice pull-up off the ball reversal. He's got to feel better about things right now.
Timberlake and Dickinson are the two-headed monster on offense, but if number 24 in white, Jordan Hawkins, can get going, that'll change the game. Timberlake couldn't capitalize, but on the follow, it's Dickinson with a slam.
That might be your play of the game. Missed tip, Hunter Dickinson hustled down the floor, was able to follow.
That was definitely a big-time move in transition. Mintz gets fouled. He's going to go to the line again. The third straight trip to the free throw line for the sophomore.
And the thing about his game, he's obviously wiry and quick, but he's tough. He's drawing the contact. He's going at people. And a lot of times as a sophomore, you won't do that.
And both teams have a lot of underclassmen that get solid playing time, not only in the starting lineup, but off the bench. First free throw good for Mintz.
Well, we have a second. Quick shout out to longtime Gonzaga coach Dick Myers. I had the pleasure of talking with Dick today. He, of course, here for a long time. Great battles with Morgan, and we spoke about that today. And he's doing well down there in Georgia, just waiting to get back on the golf course.
And Morgan, of course, Morgan Wooten, the legendary head coach of Dematha Catholic, as well as a teacher, a mentor, who recently passed and was such a great icon, such a great person in the DMV area as well as nationwide. That jump shot is no good for Dickinson. Going the other way, and it's going to be a charge called against number 5 in black, I should say, Terrence Williams.
Second take by Dickinson. I got to figure that's his career high for charges for the season.
And this is when you know you have two really good head coaches. They take the charge, and on the other end, it's Mike Jones yelling at his team. 17 years, you've seen a fair amount of charges. You know you want to pick point things to get a victory.
Well, if you're not willing to take the charge, you're really not that interested in winning.
So Dematha hasn't led since both teams were in single digits, and they're going to call that a blocking foul against Mintz.
Almost another charge. Will Reynolds got his off arm out there, may have shoved him a little bit. Maybe that ref didn't have the same angle I had.
These are two teams that really pride themselves on defense. Gonzaga especially has really done a nice job defending over the last decade. Step back, nice fadeaway jump shot from Hawkins.
Jordan Hawkins finally getting his legs underneath him. A play like that similar in the first half. He wasn't able to convert. Good pass by Hunter Dickinson.
Three-pointer is up now. That's off the iron for Devin Dinkins. Rebound collected by Will Reynolds, number 5 in white.
Who then gave it to the 7'2" guy to bring it up. We're still working on a few things.
Drive inside, looked like an open lane. Contact but no foul. Rebound collected by Dinkins, number 0 in black. Dishes it back to 2 in black, Chuck Harris. One more dish and it goes to Studi. Are they going to say no basket? Yes, they are. In the cylinder, he was holding on to that rim. Basket will not count.
I used to have the same problem. He went up for the dunk, lost control of the ball, hung on the rim, and basically re-dunked it.
That's a tough play. It's a tie ball game, 4:33 remaining. It's rivalry night in Hyattsville, Maryland. Dematha with a chance to take their first lead since early in the first quarter. Dickinson couldn't get it off the glass.
Good post feed, but it had a bad angle. He was way too deep.
Harris. Nice drive inside. Gets that one to go. He's up to 8 points.
Tough little floater in the lane.
Butler commit. He's had some good games this season. At 23 last week against St. John's.
And what the senior knows is he's not going to be able to get all the way to the rim, so hit the little teardrop.
Timberlake shoots from distance. He's really struggled from three-point range today. Hustles back on defense, though, and secures a steal.
Team speed by both teams. Amazing.
Timberlake thinks about the shot. Instead feeds inside. That's too easy for Dickinson.
Veteran move by Terrence Williams. He knew he had no shot. Don't do anything stupid. Get out of the way.
17 points now for Hunter Dickinson. Still 3:39 remaining in the third quarter. And they are really taking advantage of the height mismatch down low. Studi fell to the ground, and they're going to call the foul against Hawkins, number 24 in white. Neither team in significant foul trouble. It's been relatively clean for the majority of this game.
And yet a physical game. I think the referees understand the talent that's out here, refereeing it more like a college game, allowing a lot of the contact with the body, but calling things with the hands.
Look, Gonzaga at this time of year, they're very comfortable as they go towards the postseasons when they play their best basketball. That's what any coach wants. Last year, en route to their third WCAC title in 5 years, they won 17 of their last 18 games, beating St. John's in the final 60-56 a year ago. So this is their time of year. Dickinson, meanwhile, gets the swat, and they're trying to pass it back to Dickinson. They couldn't find him. It's Harris, number 2 in black, with a steal. Try to double team him on the baseline. Ends up in the hands of Mintz. He hits it from distance. What a series of events there.
Costly turnover by the Stags. Secured the rebound, but couldn't get it to a guard. Point guard's got to come get the ball.
That's 12 points for the sophomore Judah Mintz. And after a nice defensive possession for Dematha, they turn the ball right back over, and then it's a three-pointer for Gonzaga.
And those are the things you learn with playing time. The ball, the basketball is like gold. You really got to respect it.
Again, two of the best teams in the country. Timberlake, his first slam of the game.
First time all night, Dematha drove to the hoop. There weren't two Gonzaga guys lining up for charges. Got all the way to the rim with the flush.
Timberlake committed to play basketball in Miami next year. They're going to like that in the ACC. Harris, guarded by Miller, number 2 in white. free throw line floater goes. He's up to 10 now.
Such a crafty game. He's got a little bit of everything. What do I need on this shot? And he's got it.
Timberlake, pick set by Dickinson. Contact, no foul call. Ball on the ground. Williams collects it, and it'll be Harris that will bring it up. That ball, they're going to say, was off of Chuck Harris, trying to do a little bit too much in transition.
They're going to check on Earl Timberlake. Hit the ground hard on that last turnover.
Seems to be doing okay. He's inbounding the basketball now. You know, sorry, go ahead.
So
Neil.
Mike Jones has been the head coach here 17 years. 12 of those years, the champion came from this group here. Dematha won 7, Steve Turner's won 4, and Dick Myers his last championship in that period.
Part of the reason that this is one of, if not the best rivalry in the WCAC. Nice finish inside for Tyrell Ward.
What can you say about that? Great athletic ability with the offhand, off the glass.
And this is something that you've said on our broadcasts in the past, Neil, is that if Dematha can figure out who their 3rd, 4th, 5th options are to get some consistent scoring in the second half, they're going to be that much better than what they already are.
That's right. Who's going to step up? Who's ready for the bright lights?
Dredd couldn't hit it from distance. Timberlake brings down the rebound. Donovan Miller, number 2 in white. Looks down low to Dickinson. He gets fouled before and then decides to follow through with his acting career to the ground.
Yeah, Malcolm Dredd is pretty strong. He's got a solid build. But I got to figure Hunter Dickinson's got him by 60 pounds.
And who knows, and about a foot, maybe? A little less.
Pretty close.
So 1:19 remaining in the quarter. It's a slim 1-point lead for Gonzaga. Dickinson dishes it outside. Ward from 3. Doesn't go. Miller with the offensive board and a fresh shot clock.
Good hustle by Donovan Miller. Long shot, nobody got to the rim.
Timberlake swings it around to Miller. 3-point shot is up for Dickinson. Rattles in and out, but a good look. Another chance. That one doesn't go, and finally it will go to the Eagles. 3 opportunities, 3 misses for the Stags.
Kalen Cobb, another freshman, got in, got the rebound, just couldn't quite finish it in the lane. Tyrell Ward tipped it out of bounds. Gonzaga ball.
The one difference we've seen between these two teams today, more bodies coming out for Dematha, trying a couple different rotations. We've seen a lot of the same guys, meanwhile, on the other end for Gonzaga. They've had at least 3, maybe even 4 starters out there at a time. And that ball is tipped in by Williams. That's a veteran play to let the ball get outside the rim before putting it back.
Earl Timberlake was battling him inside. He got around in front. The problem in fronting in the post is makes it really hard to block out.
13 seconds remaining. The shot clock is turned off. 40-37 lead for Gonzaga as the third quarter is coming to a close. Nearly stolen. Ward collects it, feeds it to Dickinson off the glass. That's a nice play to end the quarter for Dematha.
Great job by Tyrell Ward. Created some havoc in the defense, caused the help to come up, dropped it off to the big guy for the easy layup.
It has been a close game for the entirety of the first 3 quarters. We've got one more left on Monumental Sports Network. And by the way, did you know Monumental Sports Network subscribers can now access on-demand Capitals games aired on NBC Sports Washington for up to 48 hours starting the day after the game or until the next game begins? Well, you can watch it at monumentalsportsnetwork.com. That also applies for the Washington Wizards games. So much great basketball on Monumental Sports Network between the grassroots high school games. The boys and girls saw a big-time update on Monumental Sports Network earlier this week. Paul VI beating Bishop McNamara, one of the best teams in the country, by 25 points. And then on the flip side for the boys, it was McNamara pulling the upset against Paul VI on their turf. Some entertaining high school basketball this week, and of course, the reigning champion Washington Mystics of the WNBA, as well as the Capital City Go-Go of the G League. Meanwhile, in this game, 40-39, Gonzaga on top. They've led for the majority of the game. They've never had a big lead, though, here, Neil. And as we enter the final frame, let's see what's one thing that each team should focus on in order to get a victory here tonight. Let's start with the road Eagles.
Well, I think if you're Gonzaga, you keep doing what you're doing. Their guards are creating havoc, getting in the lane, drawing fouls, and they're really doing it without Terrence Williams. He hit the tip in, but it's the guards, Judah Mintz and Chuck Harris, those guys creating havoc. I think you go with that until Dematha stops it.
And on the other end?
I think you keep going inside to Hunter Dickinson. He's such a good passer. Finally, some of the other players have woken up. Tyrell Ward had some moments, Jordan Hawkins. Coach Jones needs those guys to produce in order to get the victory.
17 for Dickinson to lead Dematha, 12 points for Judah Mintz, 10 points for Chuck Harris are the leading scorers for Gonzaga. Wild shot up at the hoop. That one goes, and that's just kind of how Judah Mintz's night has gone, number 10 in black.
Into the lane. Probably could have been a foul there. Pump fake, got Jordan Hawkins off his feet, and was able to make the little shot in the lane.
3-point lead. Ball in the hands of Timberlake, number 0 in white. Swing it around. And Ward feeding the freshman. 10 seconds on the shot clock. They're going to shoot a 3. No good. Some nice jostling for the basketball between Hawkins and Mintz.
There was some boxing out going on down there.
Absolutely. Some nice physical play. It's that time of year, Neil. Devin Dinkins, number 0 in black, offers from Bryant and Georgetown. One of 2 sophomore starters for Gonzaga. Tries to dish it inside. Mintz somehow collects the basketball, and Gonzaga gets the timeout before anything else happens. Nice hustle from Mintz. Nice coaching from Steve Turner to get that timeout.
Gave it up, right? Put his body on the floor. Was able to get the loose ball. Gonzaga maintains possession. As
we take a look inside the Gonzaga huddle, and we mentioned Steve Turner a little bit earlier. 3 WCAC titles, over 300 victories for him. He's been with Gonzaga since 1999.
Actually, I believe he has 4 because he won one back in 2008.
Okay.
At least that's what Steve told me. He could have lied.
See, this is why I have to have Neil here. Neil is such an integral part of the broadcast because he can tell me I'm wrong, and that's important.
I did it tactfully, though. But yeah, we said over the 17 years, you got 12 of them here. Paula Six won twice. I think O'Connell won twice, and St. John's won once. In a league that is fairly even, particularly those top 4, phenomenal.
Dematha, Gonzaga, Paul VI, and St. John's all ranked in the Ball is Life FAB 50. And they have been for the majority of this season. 3-pointer as the shot clock expires doesn't go for Studi. And then they're going to say it was an offensive foul down low against number 32 in black, Josiah Hardy.
Staggs kind of lucked out there because Gonzaga had secured the offensive rebound.
Timberlake swings it over to Ward now.
Look for a post up here.
They're feeding Dickinson. He'll dish it back out. Hawkins from the top of the key. Nice hit, contested 3.
I want to know what Coach Jones said to Jordan Hawkins at halftime. Completely different guy.
7 points for him, all in the second half, and all 3 of his baskets have come heavily defended. Williams, guarded by 2 people, gets his own rebound, dishes it. The mid-range jump shot rattles in and out. Another opportunity for Studi. That one doesn't go. A lot of offensive boards, no points. Now we're going the other way. Ward off the glass. Nice finish for number 15 in white.
Big time move. Got to the other side of the rim. Kissed it in off the glass.
8 points for Ward. And he has certainly been the X factor for Dematha in this game. Dinkins, long 2. No good. Hawkins couldn't bring the rebound down, but it ends up going off the hands of Hardy, number 32.
Great rebound by Jordan Hawkins, but he never really secured the ball. Staggs lucked out on that one.
Hardy, some struggles over the last several minutes. Checking into the game for him will be senior guard Chuck Harris, number 2 in black. And bringing up the ball, number 3, Elijah Hawkins. Swings it to Timberlake. He's got a wide open lane. Thought about the dunk, finishes with the layup.
Laid it in. I think most of the crowd thought he was going to send it down.
You saw him reach back. You had no idea what was going to happen next. Williams, ball knocked out of his hands. I'm going to say he was fouled in the process. The foul will be on the floor, though. 5 team fouls apiece with 5:16 remaining in regulation.
No, they're going to give him 2. He got in the lane. Timberlake got him across as he went up for the shot.
Thought he was going for the pass. to the right block.
I think Coach Jones likes your argument. I don't know if Coach Turner sees it that way.
Fair point. First free throw is no good. Gonzaga struggled from the free throw line in this game. A lot of 1-for-2 trips to the free throw line.
I think sometimes you're in a game like this, which is so physical, it's almost like you're lifting weights. When you get to the foul line, you don't feel like you have the same rhythm.
Second free throw also no good. Terrence Williams, the Michigan commit, an 0-for-2 trip to the charity stripe. Timberlake feeds Dickinson. 46-42. Dematha has worked their way back into this game. And after that jump shot from Timberlake, he stares to the student section, says, "This is our house." And all of a sudden, it's a 6-point lead for the Stags.
Well, one of the things we noticed in the first half was Gonzaga takes charges. And I think in the first half, Timberlake maybe tried to get to the rim too much, and guys were lining up for the charge. That time, got to about 8 or 10 feet, little baby jumper. He's going to make 70% of those and not foul.
It is starting to get loud in here. The Dematha faithful are excited, and the student section is definitely getting into it. A red out tonight.
They're working on some of their dancing skills. Looks like some of these guys may have cut dance class.
They're better in the classroom. They're better in the classroom than dancing.
They were working on their math.
There you go. Well, if you want to talk about math, you got to mention the points. And how about these two right here? You see one of them taking a break from the ESPN booth, quote unquote. Two students, Chris Prokopchak and Pat Moyer, are pretending to broadcast the game tonight. They're taking this timeout as an opportunity to use the restroom, take a break, check their phones. But not us, Neil. We are in it.
Hard. We are perched high. I feel like I'm down at Cameron at Duke where they put the people way up in the booth.
That's right, the crow's nest.
We had to because the whole, I don't think it's just, it's all Gonzaga's community standing right in front of us, and we have to see over the top of them.
The entirety of Washington, D.C. entering this building and standing right in front. So we're standing on top of a bench to watch this game. Dickinson collects the rebound, and Gonzaga's really struggling to score right now. Timberlake guarded tightly. 15 seconds on the shot clock. It'll be Hawkins who will get it to Hawkins. 24
Studi with
Hawkins.
The steal, and then the foul.
And we've seen that a number of times today.
And I think that's the growth you have to go to with some of the younger players, in that you make a mistake and then you want to try and undo the mistake, and it generally doesn't happen like that.
We once again welcome our viewers not only on Monumental Sports Network, but also Ball is Life. Two Ball is Life FAB 50 teams playing in this contest. Dematha ranked number 6 and Gonzaga ranked number 31 currently, both in the top 4, not only in the WCAC, but in the Washington Post All-Met. This is a great rivalry, such a storied history, so many championships between these two schools in the area. Dematha potentially competing for a national championship. Fadeaway jump shot doesn't go, and there's a lid on top of the rim right now for Gonzaga.
Good post up by Terrence Williams. Kind of bit done with the Dirk Nowitzki fadeaway there, but certainly down the stretch you need baskets. You're going to your senior.
Dickinson, 15 seconds on the shot clock, just kind of throws the ball up at the hoop. Collected, though, by Williams. No one's stepping up to him, so he'll go all the way to the bucket. Misses the layup, though. Studi nearly had the steal. And if you're Williams, you got to put that one in.
He's got to make it. He's had some good looks, and sometimes that's just the difference. You know, you play well, but you got to put the ball in the basket.
He's got size, strength, a great skill set. He's so good at getting to the bucket, and usually he finishes on those opportunities. Right now, he, along with the rest of the Eagles, can't seem to get a bucket. Meanwhile, on the other end, the Stags, led by Timberlake, looking for a pick. Dickinson sets it. A lot of contact. They're going to call a foul there on Williams.
I think the referee waited. He wanted to let it go to see if it actually, blew up the play or not.
So 3:23 remaining in regulation. 6 team fouls apiece for both Dematha and Gonzaga. 6-point lead for the Stags. Hawkins. He'll shoot from downtown. He hits it.
Big three.
9-point lead for Dematha. Timeout is called, and for good reason. Gonzaga led this game for the majority of the contest, but in this fourth quarter, it has been all Dematha after that three from Elijah Hawkins lead up to 9.
What a luxury to have someone like Hunter Dickinson. Not only is a low post presence, but Gonzaga's defense is giving Dematha a hard time. Hunter's able to come up and catch, relieve pressure. He's such a big target, and he can initiate the offense.
Neil, you a hockey fan?
Not as much as I should be.
Not as much as you should be. Well, I've got a great opportunity for you to learn a little bit more about hockey. Monumental Sports Network is proud to stream the JWHL Annual Challenge Cup, February 14th through 17th, featuring some of the best girls hockey players in the United States and the world. To watch the tournament, visit monumentalsportsnetwork.com. So it has been a change of momentum in a big way. You know, we're right behind the Gonzaga student section, but even they don't have answers right now, as it is a 9-point lead for the home crowd. And these Stags, they've turned it on in the fourth quarter, and you wondered when this kind of run was going to happen. Dematha really didn't seem comfortable, especially in transition. All of a sudden, you get a few buckets from Hawkins, you get a few buckets from Timberlake, you get this kind of lead.
Well, the other players, Mike Jones got the other players to contribute a little bit. The first half was virtually all Hunter Dickinson. That's why you only have 23 points at half.
It's changed in a big way in this half, and they're going to call a foul against number 3, Elijah Hawkins. That is the 7th team foul, so a 1-and-1 coming up.
They got Jacoy Hutchinson with the hand check, freshman mistake. Puts Gonzaga on the line.
So Gonzaga, once again, they have not been great from the free throw line thus far. It'll be Harris who will try the 1-and-1. He hits the first, and he's up to 11 points now.
Good looking stroke there.
And Harris got very active in that first quarter. Hasn't been as loud on the offensive end since then.
Well, I think one of the things happens as he backs off a little, something like Judah Mintz, he steps up. He had that real good third quarter, drew some fouls. Gonzaga, a little diamond press here. They're going to look to trap. Again, and what a luxury to have the big tight end.
Dickinson straddling that half-court line and able to avoid an over and back violation. 15 seconds on the shot clock. And this time it's Timberlake who's posting up. Instead, they're going to swing across court to Hawkins, and that's going to be a foul against number 32, Josiah Hardy. He has really struggled in his minutes tonight. And he'll come out of the game now. It'll be Devin Dinkins, number 0, checking in for him.
And you can do all the drills you want in practice and shoot fouls. Nothing can recreate this moment.
Hawkins hits the first of the 1-and-1. 4 points for him today. He's got offers from Wyoming, IUPUI. And they're continuing to come in for the junior. Second free throw is good. 9-point lead once again for the Stags, and with 2:35 remaining, Gonzaga's going to have to get a few stops. But first they're going to have to put it in the bucket. Studi from the left wing. Nothing but net. That definitely will get you going. Timeout called.
As you said before, when he plays well, Gonzaga is really tough. I think sometimes he just defers too much because they are so talented with Terrence Williams and Chuck Harris and all these guys, where Coach Turner might look to say, you know, I'm going to take over here. I'm going to make some plays. He's such a tough matchup.
Studi with 9 points today, the Vanderbilt commit. A lot of that damage being done early. It was Gonzaga who, after going down 7-2, went on a big-time run. Their biggest lead, I believe, was 5 points, and they led for the majority of this game. Then near the end of that third quarter, big-time run by 2 players on Dematha. It was Jordan Hawkins, number 24 in white, and number 0, Earl Timberlake, who started to get going on the offensive end. And since then, it has been all Dematha. But after that three-pointer, it is still just a 6-point lead. And in a rivalry game with 2:24 remaining, you have no idea what could happen next.
And this, if you're Dematha, this requires a little maturity, because you're up 6, 2:24 to go. You don't want to rush. You want to take care of the ball, but you tend to lose that attack mode. You know, even against this pressure, if they break the press, are they going to take the 2-on-1, the 3-on-2?
Yeah, it was a little over a week ago that this was a similar situation for Dematha against Paul VI, another really good team in the WCAC. Dematha had a good lead, didn't really know what to do with it, and the defense for Paul VI was able to force a lot of turnovers.
Might have dodged the bullet there. Elijah Hawkins beat the double team, but really risky on the behind-the-back dribble.
Nonetheless, he did get it across half court. No turnover, no problem. Timberlake gets around Harris. Nice move inside. And we're going to call that the Mountain Dew Kickstart play of the game from Earl Timberlake, the Miami commit, with some nice moves to get to the bucket.
Good set play by Coach Jones.
Oh, nearly dunked right on Dickinson's head. He got out of the way for that one. Ball sails out of bounds, though, so it'll be Dematha basketball. Judah Mintz maybe trying to.
If that had gone, that might have been the play of the game.
Right, we had to bring the graphic back up.
Yep. He brought that from the hip.
Judah Mintz has had such a solid night for Gonzaga, along with his backcourt mate Chuck Harris. 14 and 12 points respectively for each of them. They find themselves down 6 though, 140 remaining, 18 on the shot clock. Dickinson looking for someone, now down to 11 seconds on the shot clock. That ball goes off Timberlake, and so that is a stop for the Eagles. Now they got to go back on the other end and get a basket.
Coach Jones had the post that we wanted, had her on the post. It worked last time down there, but now we got to learn. They have to learn how to deliver the pass where Earl can handle it. 1:30 to go.
Harris swings it around. Now it's Mintz, thinks about the three, and this perimeter defense is doing a real nice job for Dematha. And to the line and one! Terrence Williams will try to do a three-point play the old-fashioned way.
Dematha let him get all the way to the rim. Hunter Dickinson came over, wasn't sure was he going to help, not help, and did the worst possible thing. Let him make the layup and then foul him.
You were wondering when he was going to get one of those shots to go. It is his patented move. He gets to the basket like no other player in the DMV area. And that time he gets the bucket and the harm. The Dematha crowd saying overrated. Terrence Williams says, I'm perfectly rated. It's the free throw, so it's a 5-point deficit, 1:12 remaining, and that's a smart move from Ward, number 15, to bring the ball back out. Milk a little bit more time off the clock. Hawkins guarded tightly. Timberlake's got a wide open lane, dishes to the corner. Ward for three. Off the rim, they're going to call foul underneath the basket. And I think it looks like this one's going against Terrence Williams.
The two future teammates got tangled up there, boxing out. Terrence Williams and Hunter Dickinson both went to the floor.
Now, the one advantage for Gonzaga is instead of being a fresh shot clock in an out-of-bounds play, it's a one-and-one opportunity. However, Dickinson's a very good free throw shooter.
Well, in this situation, a missed foul shot is just like a turnover.
So Dickinson, with a little over 55 seconds remaining, hits the first one. And that's his first point that he's had in a while. He had to carry so much of the offensive load early in the game. Now that his teammates have stepped up, he started to defer a little bit more. He hits both the free throws, though, and those are crucial points with less than a minute remaining. 7-point lead.
What a senior should do. Donovan Miller reports in for defense. Look for Donovan to possibly take a charge here.
Donovan Miller, number 2 in white. And Harris easily gets to the basket. They're going to say it was a clean block off the backboard. He stepped out of bounds as he was trying to save it. Did Timberlake, though, so it'll be Gonzaga basketball. And we've got Harris arguing that that basket should have counted.
No, what happened was I had it off Dematha, too. I had it Gonzaga's ball. Referee on the baseline pointed for Dematha. Outside official came in and said he saw it clearly. It should be Gonzaga's ball.
Which is the right call.
Now the big thing here, both teams to adjust to the change. Don't get caught sleeping.
Harris. He's guarded by 3 people. Ball poked out, ends up in the hands of Timberlake. Nice defensive play there for Dematha. And now you got to wonder if they're going to have to foul soon, and they do. So Timberlake is going to go to the line for a 1-and-1 opportunity.
9th team foul.
For Gonzaga, 18 fouls for Dematha. So the sea of red starting to get a little louder.
Referee, lousy administering there, threw the ball to Timberlake when Gonzaga was still, he should have asked for the ball back. Technically, it was a violation on Gonzaga.
Well, the missed free throw means no points, and that step back 3 is no good for Dinkins, and it'll be another foul. This time it'll be Dickinson going to the free throw line. 2 shots now, as that's the 10th team foul for Gonzaga. So, Neil, in this game, first 3 quarters, Gonzaga was hanging tough. They led for the majority of those first 3 frames, and boy, the last 9-10 minutes, it's been all Dematha, and they've taken control.
Well, I think some of the other guys we talked about have grown up. It's a different environment. Even though they're playing at home, it's still different. Your legs get a little wobbly. The ball seems a little bit slippery. Your sneakers feel like, they got some dust on them or something like that. It's just different. You have to go through it.
How much different is the effort they've given today down the stretch than what you saw last week against Paul VI?
Maybe a little more polished in terms of the second half. As I said, I could see some growth there, more confident, particularly from guys like Elijah Hawkins, who has to do the majority. The more ball handling he can do, the more it frees up Earl to do things like that post-up he had. But when push comes to shove and they're struggling, Earl has to come into the backcourt because he's a senior. He's going to take care of the ball.
Regardless, it looks like Dematha is going to remain unbeaten in WCAC play, and boy, we know how difficult that is. It'll move them to 22-2 and 14-0 in conference, and Gonzaga, they'll drop to 18-8 and 12-4 in the WCAC.
And if you're Gonzaga, here's what lies ahead. They've got St. John's at 3rd place on Sunday, and they've got PVI at 3rd place on Tuesday. Life in the WCAC.
Doesn't get any easier. After a tough game here today, that ball's going to go off of Harris. 60-50 lead.
Well, we talk about how tough our league is. Our, say, second half of our league, they've got 4 wins against top 25 teams.
So Timberlake will dribble it out. Rivalry night goes to the home team. It's the Stags taking down the Eagles 60-50 at home. Your leading scorer, Hunter Dickinson, 21 points tonight. A lot of that damage coming in the first half. As we take a look at the handshake lines, your Mountain Dew Kickstart play of the game was courtesy of Earl Timberlake, the Miami commit. Your Mountain Dew Kickstart first 3 of the game was courtesy of Hunter Dickinson, number 1, the Michigan commit. And we saw some outstanding effort today. And there it is. The fans storm the court. And they're excited for their team. Make it 18 wins in a row for Dematha. 22-2 and still in the hunt for a national championship. Once again, your final score, Dematha 60, Gonzaga 50. We'll have more high school basketball coming up later on Monumental Sports Network's High School Basketball Showcase, powered by WGL. Thank you to our viewers on Ball is Life as well. For Neil, I'm Dan. Good night.